Name is Taylor Tabachman, and for my PR crisis case analysis, I have chosen to look at Cosmopolitan magazine. So, just to begin, I'm going to talk about a little bit of background for Cosmopolitan. I'm sure many of you have heard of it before. It's a very popular magazine company for women, and it features so many different articles from celebrities and entertainment, beauty and style, health and fitness, and so many more that can be found on their website. And if you get a chance, I definitely recommend looking at their website. It is very attention grabbing and has so many awesome articles to look into. I included the website on my Adobe page as seen right here, and it'll take you directly there. You can also see the two subscriptions that they offer. They offer a 1 year subscription and a 2 year that are for pretty low prices, so I think it's a pretty great deal. You could check that out if you have a chance. So, now for the PR crisis I will be talking about. Back in May 2017, Cosmopolitan released a tweet that had an embedded article, and the tweet was titled, How This Woman Lost 44 Pounds Without Any Exercise. Obviously, that's very attention grabbing to readers because who doesn't want to lose weight without exercising? It sounds pretty awesome. But after readers clicked on the article that was embedded in the tweet, they found that it featured a 31-year-old woman who actually suffered a lot of surgery complications and was diagnosed with cancer. So that led to her weight loss journey. And readers got very angered and saddened by this because they felt that Cosmopolitan was suggesting that cancer was the solution to her weight loss. So I also included the article from their tweet also on this Adobe page. You could check that out if you have a chance. And then I included just 3 examples of tweets. They received a lot of backlash, Cosmopolitan, and one of them reads, Cosmopolitan magazine posts weight loss secret that doesn't take any exercise. It's cancer. The secret is get cancer. So that's just an example of one of the that's a famous Twitter account that tweeted that. So they have so many followers. So even people that didn't see the tweet and the article at first were then exposed to it, causing more angered readers. And there are so many more that were on Twitter. I just included 3. So how did Cosmopolitan respond? They actually chose not to respond to any tweets or any critics, which I found very surprising. Instead, they kind of reconstructed the article. They changed the title to A Serious Health Scare That Helped Me Love My Body More Than Ever. And it still featured the same 31-year-old woman, but it now began about how she was unsatisfied with her body and then went into a great amount of detail about her health complications with the surgeries and when she was diagnosed with cancer, and then how her actions in losing weight without being able to exercise. And one of the comments that they included that I actually thought was smart read, despite several life threatening setbacks, she's happier than ever at her healthiest weight yet. So I thought that was a good comment to write and include. Now I'm going to talk about 2 theories, consequentialist theories versus non-consequentialist theories, that we have discussed in class and how the practices can be applied to this PR crisis. So first, to begin with consequentialist, I just included a quote that reads, judge the rightness or wrongness by the consequences that decisions led to. And the first type for this theory is egoism, and it is when there is a conflict of interest between the company's interest and the public's interest, whose ego should the PR practitioner follow? In my opinion, I would always, as a PR practitioner, I would always choose the public's interest because I believe that leads to the company's success. That's just me. But relating it to the Cosmopolitan case, there is obviously a conflict of interest between the two, the magazine company and their readers. While Cosmopolitan is trying to provide a solution for weight loss, the readers saw the magazine as using cancer as a solution. So there was a conflict of interest there. And the second type I'm going to talk about is utilitarianism. When something is good or moral, if it produces the greatest good for the largest number of people. To increase utility, one must decrease pain. So it's kind of like an opposite. And for Cosmopolitan, the company angered many of their readers, so they need to find a way to reconstruct and increase their pleasure, which is, I believe that they did do this practice. They tried to reconstruct the article to make readers more happy. They also need to regain sight of their readers' interests and not just their own. So they need to keep their readers in mind at all times. So now to go to non-consequential theories, this is kind of the opposite of what I just talked about. It is a very higher level thinking approach that examines not the consequences, but the process that leads to the end results. So it kind of talks about the whole process along the way. And I'm going to talk about the two types of categorical imperative for this theory. The first practice states that there's a universal law throughout the world, no matter who the people are, what they're doing, where they are. A company or business must treat all people the way that they want to be treated as well. So for Cosmopolitan, they need to use this first type. They need to think of not people that just want to lose weight, but they can't lose track of women or cancer survivors as well, because that's obviously who was hurt and targeted by this horrible article. And I just included an example of a question that they could ask, which reads, would this article we're releasing hurt or help readers? And not just certain readers, but all readers. So for the second type, it is to treat people as ends themselves and not use them as means to ends. Don't use the process only for positive end results. And I thought this was very relatable to Cosmopolitan. I believe that the company lost focus of the well-being of individuals. Instead, they just tried to have positive end results of providing a way to lose weight, and they lost track of the well-being of the individuals along the way. So what would I do if I worked for Cosmopolitan? I think that the first thing in any PR crisis that is most important, which they didn't do, would be to publicly apologize. I think this is key to any company when they're handling a PR crisis because it shows people that you know the mistake you made, you are taking full responsibility for it, and you are trying not to, you're showing that you're going to make an effort not to let this happen again, and that you care about your readers, and for this case, that you care about their well being and didn't have the intention, in this case, to have cancer as the solution for weight loss. I would also release a new article that offers, it kind of bounces off the past one, that offers beneficial health options for individuals. The article would target all publics, not just people that are trying to lose weight, but it has just healthy options, food plans, and this, I think, would show that we are trying to rise from our mistake, and we know it's not going to disappear, but we're going to continue to care and offer good articles for our readers. So overall, I believe the number one thing is to publicly apologize in a PR crisis and think about all the practices and theories and carefully look into them when releasing an article or when dealing with a PR crisis.